Hello and welcome to this SBL Topic Explainer video. My name is Milind Date and I am the expert tutor for the SBL exam. In this video, I would like to take you through some relatively newer but important concepts from the domain of technology that is included in the SBL syllabus for you. No doubt, technology has been the biggest disruptor for every business organization in one way or the other. The organizations, therefore, need to build technology as a part of their strategies to stay competitive in dynamically changing environment as such. Given this purpose, though, please remember that this is not a teaching video, but after having gone through this, you'll get some idea as to how this syllabus area should be learned and applied in the given case scenario in the SBL examination. So let's first see how this area of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and robotics is included in the SBL syllabus. Let me tell you at the outset that technology as one of the very crucial strategic area has been included in the section E of the syllabus. And if you look at these three aspects of technology, that is AI, ML, and robotics, it is mentioned in part 3 of section E of the syllabus. We need to carefully observe the learning objectives mentioned therein. The focus here is on benefits of using these three technologies. And at the same time, it also talks about assessment of the risks, control, and ethical implications associated with the use of these technologies. Please understand, SBL examination does not expect the students to become technology experts, but they are expected to appreciate the strategic importance of implementing technology in pursuit of the organization's mission, vision, and objectives. So, needless to say, in modern days, technology is one of the crucial assets of the business. And an appropriate and proper use of it would certainly provide the company with all the necessary competitive edge over others for it to be able to, of course, forge ahead in the pursuit of achievement of its objectives. While there are given set of benefits, it's not out of place to remember that technology is undoubtedly very, very costly, both at the initial investment stage and also subsequent, because it needs to be continuously updated with higher investments. Because the rate of obsolescence of technology in modern times is really pretty fast. So the obsolescence risk is one of the biggest challenge that companies may face when they think of using technology. It's not only a risk related to high level of investments, but also it's related to cyber risks which an organization may get exposed to. And as such, while it provides you strategic benefits, it also brings along with it some strategic risks which you need to control properly. Regardless of the industry in which a company is operating, use of technology is no doubt imperative. And if you look at the second learning objective, apart from risks and control, there is a consideration given to ethical implications also, which the organization has to take care of. And I'll talk about it in a while from now. So please note, technology is one of the key parts of SBL examination, and therefore one must learn it very carefully. So let's unfold some of the aspects of the three focus areas of this syllabus part: machine learning, artificial intelligence, and robotics. Let's first talk about artificial intelligence. Please remember, you're not supposed to write down definitions or meanings of these terminologies. But what's crucial for you is to be able to see how an organization applies that technology to its business model in order to get strategic advantages for itself. So when you talk about ML, AI, or robotics, your learning process should start not by rote learning the definitions, but by clear understanding these three terminologies. And understanding should be in such a way that you should be able to apply these concepts to the given scenario. That's crucial. Obviously, because of pre-seen information that is shared with you 2 weeks before your examination, you would get some kind of a commercial awareness about the use of technology in the case organization. So please make sure you make a full use of that information to create some sort of commercial awareness for you. AI, artificial intelligence, in particular, if you want to say, it refers to use of intelligent computer systems. And these are the systems that replicate generally cognitive skills of a human brain. And we all know how the Apple works with Siri system, or Amazon works with Alexa. The way these are developed make our lives much easy, accurate, and fast. Algorithms is an essential part of any AI tool. Of course, algorithm is nothing but a process or a sequences of steps that one has to use in accomplishing certain tasks. Of course, traditionally speaking, if you see, the main purpose of use of technology is to automate repetitive tasks so as to improve efficiency, improve speed, and reduce costs, reduce inefficiencies. So AI can be applied in many industrial sectors. The basic purpose of AI is obviously to make sure that you get a better insight into various parameters. For example, in the retail industry, you could get insights into customer behavior. In the healthcare industry, you could get insights into the causes of illness to help prevent them. In modern automobile industry, we all are aware of the self-driving cars. And that's where the latest application of AI can easily be seen. So this much technical knowledge of the concept of AI is sufficient for you. What you need to do is to look at the case scenario, and if there is a reference made to the use of artificial intelligence, what you need to look at is the processes or functions or the product features that get influenced by the use of this technology, and the resultant benefits that the organization is about to obtain by using that technology. Obviously, alongside the benefits, there would be challenges, there would be risks, and you may be asked to comment upon those risks as such, including, of course, the ethical considerations. So artificial intelligence is all about intelligent computer systems, and these can be used in any industrial sector. We have seen retail, we have seen healthcare, we have seen automobile. It can be very well used in other industries such as telecom, airlines, for example. The hospitals can make use of artificial intelligence. So use and application in various industries is, I think, what you should focus more than trying to understand the technical aspects of this tool. Machine learning. I mean, sometimes you will find that both the artificial intelligence as well as machine learning, these are the terms that are interchangeably used. And if you refer to various reading material, you will find one is the subset of others. Generally, of course, machine learning is more specific, and therefore it can be said to be a subset of artificial intelligence. Now, the concept of machine learning again is very simple. It's like building of machines to learn, interpret, and use the data to provide advice, like how a human brain does. If you look at information, for example, you will try and learn certain things from there. You will clean the data, you will use only the relevant information. And by going through it, analyzing it, you would be able to come up with some interpretation, and using that, using your intelligence, you can provide an advice. Now, all these functions, the machines are supposed to learn and make use of. The machine learning actually relates to certain algorithms, which are nothing but, as I said, sequences of various steps, where the machine would recognize patterns and it will learn how to make predictions based on those patterns. For example, if let's say we visit a certain website, and when we click on certain tabs and try and get as much details as possible in the areas of interest to us, the machine, based on our clicks to the various tabs, will keep learning. And not only from one person like me or you, but thousands and thousands of people access the website. That data will be learned by the machine, interpreted by the machine, and it will come up with some kind of a prediction. So machine learning is more technical in nature, because algorithms will have to be built for the machine to get the learning as a inbuilt part of it. Now, this learning could be of 2 or 3 types, and that's how machine learning could be split into 3 basic types. One is supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and reinforcement type learning. Now, again, please remember, please do not rote learn it. Try and understand with simple examples so that you can come up and say in the exam, hey, this is a sort of a supervised learning. Hey, this is a sort of an unsupervised learning. And naturally, if the learning is supervised learning, that means human element is still being used. In an unsupervised machine learning, there is no intervention of any human brain to perform those learning processes. So the algorithms in any supervised machine learning will help you to establish relationships between inputs which are defined and certain outputs. For example, we get a lot of emails every day in our inbox, and you will wonder how the computer knows which emails are like spam mails, which are the legitimate ones, and how does it automatically classify them. The reason is we provide them the inputs. We means a human being, while developing the algorithm, will tell the machine that, look, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 criteria are met, please classify them into spam. Otherwise, put it as a legitimate. So why it is called supervised? Because those 3, 4, 5 parameters are provided to the machine through an algorithm for testing. So when an actual data is received, the machine will look at those 5 parameters, will vet the email that is received, and then classify itself into spam or legitimate. Another simple example of understanding supervised machine learning is the process of credit scoring. You go to any bank's website and there is a tab on credit scoring. And what you do is just click, and you are generally surprised to get your credit score in less than a minute. Now, how is it done? It's done based on an algorithm written wherein certain number of inputs are provided to the machine for learning. Like, for example, how many times you have carried out particular set of transactions? Have you defaulted any of your payments? How many big ticket payments have you made? What are the general credits to your accounts? What are your assets in terms of fixed deposits and other types of investments that you have? All that data parameters are given to the machine by a human being. That's why it becomes a case for supervised learning. So in an examination scenario, please look whether there are predefined inputs and outputs. If the inputs and outputs are predefined, it's essentially a case of supervised learning. And obviously, simply speaking, if they are not predefined, it becomes unsupervised machine learning. The model themselves will just have a look at the data, study the data to find any hidden kind of patterns without any specific inputs. No inputs are given. For example, you go to a restaurant, you place your orders, you visit the restaurant maybe once, twice, thrice in a month or a week or whatever. No such input is given to the machine that please analyze customers coming into these parameters. Once you go to the restaurant, place your orders, have food, pay the bills, go back, only that data is collected. And the machine will start learning on its own and will say, hey, so many people visited, so many people had vegetarian food, so many had non-vegetarian food. This was generally the mix of the composition of the crowd, young and old. Now, for young and old, you have not told the machine that look, anybody with certain age is to be classified as young, beyond that to be classified as old. No, you have not given anything. But just by understanding the images, just by understanding the features of the images, the machine will start learning for these hidden patterns. And then it will come up with clustering customer preferences together and give you an analysis. Another form of unsupervised learning is, okay, transactions are there, especially used in banks or non-banking financial companies, where a series of payments is the data that is collected by the machines without any predefined inputs or outputs. But the machine then notes that, look, generally the value per transaction is less than $100,000, but in these 3 cases, it is $500,000. So what it has done, it has identified an anomaly. So anomaly identification related algorithms is again an example of the unsupervised learning. Reinforcement learning, in fact, is the most independent type of machine learning, very, very close to how human being learns. There is a digital agent, of course. I mean, algorithm is nothing but a digital agent. And this digital agent will get exposed to various game-like situations. You might have come across certain game apps where you play against the computer. So if you make a move, the computer understands that move and keeps itself ready to make its own move. So mainly game-like scenario. And it does learn, but learns through trial and error. It can make mistakes, no doubt about it. And you get a feeling that, look, I have defeated computer. But it will keep on learning through trial and error, and then learn what is the correct and appropriate solution that it should implement. And this is, of course, the part of reinforcement kind of machine learning, very widely used in applications like digital investment consultant. A digital investment consultant will take a call. Okay, let me buy these securities and let me sell these securities after a certain period of time. Now, this is just a trial and error advisory given or a call taken. Maybe it may incur a loss. By learning, it can ultimately come up with the most optimal kind of a decision that provides you with profit. Self-driving car, in fact, is one of the latest examples of the reinforcement related machine learning. So artificial intelligence and machine learning will have varying degrees of human involvement, and it will basically provide, artificial intelligence will provide you only with insights, decision making is yours, but reinforcement machine learning could also directly take actions like, okay, once you start a driverless car, I mean, it will itself identify the traffic, it will itself identify how to move, when to brake, when to accelerate, etc., etc. So that's the basic difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning. The third part of this syllabus area is robotics. Of course, the basic purpose of robotics is to automate things. Robotic refers to machines, of course, that reproduce human actions. And robotics are very widely used even for home applications today, like cleaning and vacuuming and all that. The application of robotics has generally grown where you need a lot of precision, a lot of accuracy. The tasks are repetitive, and precision is really, really very important. Also, it can perform jobs that are generally hazardous for human beings. Construction industry is the best example. The higher you go, vertically you grow, is the robotic cranes, robotic concrete fillers, etc. get used. Hardly any use of human being you will be able to find. Application of robotics in performing very complicated surgeries is also well known. I spoke about hazardous operations. Welding, for example, is directly done by robots now. Detecting defects, what a human eye can find out and what a robotic machine can find out, there is a vast accuracy level achieved by those robots. Security is another area where use of robotics is done. With the help of camera, the pictures can be taken, the pictures can be analyzed, face recognition, etc., etc. All those are applications where you can see the use of robotics. So after having understood what those three concepts are, let's now talk about what are the benefits that it brings. Basically, as a part of technology, they are supposed to automate your processes. And naturally, it will result into improvement of efficiencies. Ultimately, it will reduce costs. Another biggest advantage is it keeps working day in, day out, 24/7 service possible. You don't need people to work in 3 shifts to provide that service. And that leads certainly to customer satisfaction, because these technologies will help us understand the customer needs in the better way. And naturally, when that happens and the use of human being on these type of processes gets reduced, it suddenly frees up resources to be used in better areas where you need people to be creative, be innovative, rather than just keep on doing repetitive jobs. And those who cannot cope up, of course, will need to be let go, and that can help you reduce manpower. And that's one of the biggest threats of AI and ML that the world is talking of today. And that's why job loss can become one of the critical ethical consideration of these technologies. The benefits that I just spoke about were mostly related to operating benefits. But a combined effect and a consistent advantage of use of technology, which is updated, can provide the company with tremendous strategic benefits, like the competitive edge that I spoke about some time back. Better insights can help you predict the future in the best possible manner, and therefore that can improve your planning process. It can help you understand the market dynamics very well, so that you can come up with development of alternative strategies. And all in all, obviously, the whole thing goes in pursuance of your corporate objectives. So this is something which you need to identify from the given exhibits, or maybe a part of pre-seed. So look for these critical elements of the benefits, both operating as well as strategic. And then depending on the requirement, you please connect it to the scenario, and then comment on these benefits and strategic advantages. Don't again rote learn this slide and reproduce as it is, please. You'll need to apply it for the given scenario within the context of the case, and then only answer. As I said earlier, there are risks and challenges. Machines and the algorithms will not find it very easy to overcome the data difficulties. And therefore, there are newer developments that are coming up, which helps cleanse the data very, very efficiently. But data difficulties, source of the data, accuracy of the data, authenticity of the data is really very crucial. Technology obsolescence, which I spoke about in the earlier part of this video, biggest challenge. And naturally, because the data is stored either in servers or in cloud, security of data matters a lot, and there are a lot of possibilities of breaching the security of data. So that's a challenge that needs to be controlled. When a new model gets developed, the models could initially be unstable, and any unstable model, in fact, could lead to wrong decisions. And another challenge, of course, as I said earlier, is the technology needs to be continuously upgraded, which could ask for a lot of investment. So examiner also could ask you to provide some opinions on how do you control or how do you handle these risks and challenges. So, of course, appropriate data management systems you should have, continuous validation of models, both in the stage of development, after implementation, after consistent use. You need to keep validating whether it is performing correctly or not. appropriate testing will have to be necessarily done at each stage. Users need to be told as to how to interpret the results, because without user training, the advantages cannot be reaped. And whether a particular AI algorithm is working or not, you need to keep testing through post-implementation tracking of the performance. But as in case of any technology, you also will always find ethical considerations included. Human bias is one of the biggest considerations, because it's ultimately the human being who develops these algorithms. So initially, there could be a human bias that may make the design itself a bit skewed. Whenever the data is made use of, those who get affected can question the organization on data privacy, data transparency, etc. And of course, one of the biggest threats of using these technologies is the fear of unemployment. Relatively being a new area, it's not tested quite often, but recently in 2023, there has been a question on that. So I have taken the example from September 2023 question that was based on the airline industry, a codejet company. The question was for 16 marks, and it asked to prepare a report for CFO assessing suitability, acceptability, and feasibility, SAF model, to invest in AI flight simulation technology. So the flight simulation technology where AI algorithms would be used, of course, for training purpose, not for the actual operations. The answers should recommend with reasons whether it should be undertaken as soon as possible. And then, because the suitability, acceptability, and feasibility was questioned, naturally, the skepticism skills were pretty important. Now, don't just get carried away by the use of the term AI. Here, AI investment decision is being questioned. So you need to bring up within the given context, what advantages can it bring? How is it suitable? Does it go with the vision, mission, and objectives of the company? Would it be acceptable to the stakeholders? And would the project be financially feasible? So considering the various benefits, risks, challenges, ethical considerations, all you need to put together. What has the examiner found out? The examiner said generally this question had disappointing answers, and students just copy-pasted the statements from the exhibits. They said, for example, stakeholders will need to be convinced about quality, safety, and benefits. Just didn't develop this answer. So what is required for development? You require the knowledge of general benefits, risks, challenges, and controls. So there were questions in the previous exams about use of big data, which is again a part of section E of this syllabus. So look at that also and get an idea as to how you can answer the questions. Of course, there are other resources that are always available to you. Like for this particular syllabus part, ACCA Study Hub for SBL, you can refer to chapter number 16.5. Practice platform would help you take a few past exam questions. Look at the examiner's report, and don't forget to go through technical articles. In fact, there is one technical article that is published on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics. You must go through that as well. So in summary, we know technology is an integral part of corporate strategies today. There are various tools that are getting developed, implemented, and used in order to gain competitive advantage. And in fact, technology today is leading to stakeholder empowerment in the market scenario. So organizations need to use it to get competitive benefit by imbibing these into strategic aspects of the business. So that's it from me in this video, a bit longer though, but the idea was to provide you with some kind of an awareness about these three concepts. Wish you all the very best for learning this in depth. Thank you very much.